Let's turn to business news now with Madison Reedy. Hi, Madison.
Hello.
Spark has signed another major sports content deal. So what does all of this mean? What's their strategy here?
So you may remember earlier in the year, in April, they won the broadcasting rights, basically nabbed it from Sky Television for the Rugby World Cup in 2019, so next year in Japan. So they have the exclusive rights for that. And then today they announced
They've got the exclusive rights to all the games, right? The Rugby World Cup's games.
Entire tournament.
And TVNZ's getting some of them, right?
Yeah, so it was done in a deal with Television New Zealand. This one announced today wasn't. So they have won the broadcasting rights exclusively to themselves. I even spoke to the Chief Executive, Simon Mutter, today, and he said that this is in no partnership with anybody else, it's exclusively theirs, and that's to the Premier League football. And they've also won the rights to rebroadcast Manchester United television.
Holy moly. Right, Madison, now you and I haven't had any preamble here, so I don't know if you're going to be able to answer these questions, and if you can't, I apologise unreservedly.
Give it a go.
Give it a, yeah. Well, look, so do you have to be a Spark subscriber to watch this stuff?
No. So all of this is going to be aired on Spark's own platform. So that was also announced in the fine print today. They're going to have their own specific sports streaming platform. So as you probably know, they already have Lightbox, so that's like a Netflix subscription service.
Yeah, which had the Handmaid's Tale, I think.
Which is great.
Fantastic, yeah.
But this one will be specifically for sports, and that obviously comes with, a lot of other issues because it needs to be live streamed, the demand's a lot higher and all of that. So this basically signals that they are going to go really aggressive at that sports broadcasting market.
If you're not a Spark subscriber, if you're not a Spark customer, is it pay for view? I'm getting complex here, aren't I?
So I asked all of those questions today. They have no answers on pricing yet. So they've announced a new executive who's actually come over from TVNZ, a former director of content, Jeff Latch, to head up their now called Spark Sport team, a team of 6. And they're working on creating that platform at the moment, but they haven't made any decisions on pricing yet. But Simon Mutter did say that it will be also based on people who maybe want to watch one game or want to watch one particular tournament or one type of sports. There will be lots of options, and they'll be going up against Sky's Fan Pass for rugby,
which is going to put more pressure on Sky because they are charging a flat rate per month.
So one would assume that pricing would be competitive.
Right, gosh, this is fascinating. Boy, what a business. I remember when Channel 2 started. We've had an update on CBL Corporation this afternoon. What happened?
So it actually came out of the Auckland High Court this afternoon. So the Financial Markets Authority put this case forward alongside, well, not necessarily against, but with the voluntary administrators of CBL Corporation. Now, CBL is this embattled insurer that has been placed into voluntary administration, and Korda Mentha, Brendan Gibson and Neil Jackson have been appointed to administrate this company. And everything's all up in the air in the moment. The SFO is investigating it, as is the Reserve Bank, which moved to liquidate it in about February, its insurance arm, because it didn't think that it could, that it had the money to cover insurance claims. So the FMA brought this case with Korda Mentha administrators to the Auckland High Court because it just wanted to clarify whether or not these voluntary administrators were still required to disclose information about this company in regards to stock market rules, even though it was in administration. So there wasn't too much clarity on that. And the court has actually ruled this afternoon. The judge said no, citing the Companies Act. The judge said the disclosure and reporting obligations of an issuer in voluntary administration are contained within the Companies Act. And while the issuer is in administration, the continuous disclosure obligations are suspended.
Right.
So bottom line is creditors and shareholders will probably just have to wait longer because these administrators don't have to tell the FMA.
Boy, this has been a maze, hasn't it?
So it's a wait and see still.
Yeah, thank you. What happened on the markets today?
The top 50 index rose nearly about 0.33% by 27 points to close at 8972. The New Zealand dollar's trading at just a hair under 66 US cents, and it actually hit just above 66 US cents in late trading after a volatile few days. And we're also trading at 90.7 to the Australian and 51.7 British pence.
Madison Reedy, thank you very much indeed, Madison.